talk about the moral piece of this, but it's been statistically documented that the high school dropout rate really has a direct effect on crime rates, entitlement programs, not paying taxes because they're not employed. It really does have an economic impact on everybody, and not to mention that everybody who owns a home and pays taxes, a piece of that goes towards the school system, so everybody ought to care.
I don't think we've paid enough attention to informing people about how many people know how much it costs to incarcerate a prisoner as opposed to educate a student in public school. You push people out of school, and more importantly, you convince them that they have no value. And they're approached by a gang that says that you're valuable to us. What is the person going to do? They're going to associate with the people that says you're important to us.
We all know what happens in third grade. What's those three letters? The EOG. And if they're not ready in third grade for the EOG, if it's between second and third grade teacher, if they decide that child's not ready, that child's going to be retained. Because we don't want those EOG scores to look bad. Well, right away you're setting up that child, not one time, because more likely that child got held back in kindergarten for the same thing. So that child is already aging out and on the way out of here. So we all know that it's got to be done right at the bottom before it gets to the top.
And we have to change the conversation. We have responsibility as citizens to change the conversation, work with our school board members, and help them to advocate up to say, this is not about a test, this is about a preparation for life. And we know from all the studies that a test is not preparing people for life. What we need to do is look at our metrics differently. So what we're doing is preparing kids who are going to enter a community college situation, a workforce situation, or a four-year college, who is actually prepared to be successful, and free the creativity of the teachers that are out there and the administrators who are incredibly brilliant to let them do that. Right now, we need to get our hands on and own the policy that is not working for our students.
The funding that has been available for us to be able to provide a quality education for our students has been significantly reduced. And the impact is this. You talk about needing to provide a quality education, a strong foundation for students early on. And earlier there was discussion about catching them in the third grade. I would argue that we really need to get them in preschool. We need to get them in preschool and provide that strong foundation for them, and not just to make sure that they're able to read when they get to kindergarten and make sure that they understand colors and all of these things, but to make sure that they understand how to be a student in a public school.
Children who are suspended from school are out of school, and that is not what we want. We want our children in school. We want them in school more rather than less. And the alternative schools, in terms of smaller schools, magnet schools, middle colleges and early colleges, which it's a wonderful list and across our state of districts that are beginning to use those alternative learning environments particularly for our higher school students. And I think that is a way for us to be able to address this very serious issue.
We want all children to have the same assets that we want for our own children and that I want for my grandchildren. I have 8 now under 8. And I want all children to have the same opportunity my grandchildren have and my children have. Because all children need a safe place, and that's a safe place to learn and grow, safe neighborhoods, but they also need to be able to go to school bully-free and not be picked on, not feel that they're being put down, not feel like that somebody is pushing them out the door or doesn't want them there, that they feel welcome and they be appreciated regardless of what their size, their color, anything about them, but they're known as individuals and they feel safe in the environments they're in.